What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a first impressions video from a drugstore haul. This is an accumulation of drugstore products that I have bought recently, and I thought I would share it with you guys. It's a lot of products, like this whole bin is full, and I'm super excited to try them out with you guys. I think only one of these products is a repurchase, which I will still be using in this video, but everything else, I believe everything else is brand spanking new. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get started. So for today, for the first thing, I'm going to start off with my eyes. I'm going to start off with a primer that I love and I know. So the first thing I'm going to be using is the Essence I Love Stage eyeshadow base. Take my mirror. If I look over here, that means I'm looking over here, and don't mind that red dot, it was a pimple and now it's just red because I'm irritated, but if I'm looking over here, it's just because I'm looking in my mirror. So now I'm just gonna apply this to my lids, blend it in. Alright, now I'm gonna set this with an eyeshadow I love. Now the reason why I'm not using a brand, well, I don't have a new base anyways, is because you want to use something that you know and that you love so that you can test these shadows based on their actual quality instead of not knowing how long this is gonna last. So I do have a new eyeshadow palette, if I can find it. So NYX came out with new palettes. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Ultimate Edit palette. They have their edit palettes are a mini version of their bigger palettes that they have. So this is the Warm Neutrals palette, and they have I think it's 18 shadow palette of this. But I liked the smaller ones because the bigger ones I thought I wasn't going to get lots of use out of. So I got this one. So there is 4 mattes and 2 shimmers. I'm just going to do something very simple, nothing too much. Okay, so I'm going to take this shade right here in the Ultimate Edit palette. I'm taking it on a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend it into my crease. Okay. So, first thing, I think these aren't too pigmented, which is great for beginners, and it's blending nicely. I'm focusing most of the shade on the outer V. Okay, so the shadow blended pretty well actually. So now I'm going to take a smaller, denser brush, and I'm going to take this brown shade and I'm going to focus it in the V. And so I'm going to focus this in the V. I do wish these were a little bit more pigmented. But this is definitely a palette great for beginners. I feel like this is definitely something for beginners. Okay. Now there is 2 shimmer shades. I'm gonna take the bronzy shade on my finger, and I'm gonna put that on the lids. I do like the shimmer shade. It's definitely very pigmented. There's no fallout. I think it's really nice, and I feel like if you were to wet it, it would be even more sparkly. But I'm not gonna wet it today because it is the first impressions and you want to see how they perform by themselves. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is liner, because I did get a new liner. This one I got because of Jam Beauty 89 here on YouTube. This is the Makeup Revolution liquid liner pen. This is a matte black. I love the packaging. It's gorgeous. It's like a rose gold color, and it has a felt, I don't know if you guys can see, it has a felt tip. So I'm gonna try and attempt to line my eyes, and we will see what happens. Okay, so I know that I have two different wings. That's how it always is, but we're gonna go with it. I think this is a very good wet. I like how wet it is. It's not drying at all. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, but it's really black. I love how black it is. I've been looking for a black liner like this for a long time now, and I think I finally found it. So it's definitely very black, and it's matte. I hate shiny. I don't like shiny liners, so I like that it's matte. So now we're gonna do a new mascara, and this is the Maybelline Snapscara in the shade Pitch Black. I'm gonna open it up. Ooh, I like this wand. It's definitely different than what I usually see on mascaras, and I think these are fibers. Ooh, so I'm just gonna apply this. This is interesting. I honestly don't feel like it's doing anything except adding, you know, color to my lashes and making them darker. This is the second coat. I don't think it, I mean, I think they lengthened them a little bit, but it definitely didn't add volume. I don't know if you guys can see, but it didn't really add any volume. Let's read this packaging. Smooth and clump free. It says to add volume, and I don't see any volume. I did 2 layers. Maybe I can let it dry a little bit and add a 3rd layer, but it's definitely smoothing, like very smooth, and definitely clump free because I put 2 layers on and there was no clumping at all. Let's try one more layer. Okay, there's a little volume there now. Just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's definitely a little bit of volume now, but not much. So I'd say this is more of a everyday mascara. Definitely not something you would use for a glam look, especially if you guys don't wear lashes. So far, but you know, I still have to try it out more and see what happens. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll end up liking it. Who knows? Oops. Next, we are going to move on to the face. I have quite a few primers to try out today. Let's see. It's one I think I'm going to do, because I have three primers. I'm going to try, one's a spray, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to try these 2 on half of my face each and see what's going on. All right, so Wet n Wild came out with a 3-in-1 primer water. This is, and there's 3 scents: rose, cucumber, and coconut. They only had cucumber and rose when I was at the store, so I got cucumber because I'm not really a fan of rose. Let's get that spray going. So it's supposed to prep, set, and refresh. So I'm gonna put this all over my face. Definitely has a cucumbery scent, and I kind of like it because cucumber is like a fresh scent. It's not something, let me put my hair back. It's not something too much, you know. I have 2 primers. I have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and then I have the Catrice Prime and Fine Smoothing Refiner. I've heard Tati talk about this a lot on her channel, or she says this is like her favorite drugstore primer, pore filling wise. And then I've heard the infamous e.l.f. primer is used a lot in comparison to the Anastasia Canvas, Perfect Canvas Pore Canvas primer. So let's open these up. I've swatched the Canvas primer from Anastasia, and I definitely think it looks a lot like the e.l.f. primer. You can see I've swatched them already. They have 2 very different consistencies. This one I believe is more, this one doesn't claim to be a putty, but it's definitely extremely creamier. So I'm gonna put it in, like, you just need a little bit. I'm gonna put it on this side of the face. I'm gonna put it on my nose and my pores. And it has a little bit of color. It's more of like a pinky color, but it blends into the skin very nicely. It's very smoothing. It's very, I like how creamy it is. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way, definitely. Let me see. I'm trying to look into the mirror. It definitely smooths out my pores. So it's on that side, and I'm gonna put the e.l.f. one on the other side. So this is the Catrice one. Catrice is on my left side of my face, or your guys' is right, my left. So this one is definitely very putty-like in my eyes. And I like the consistency more of this one. And I feel like you can't, I like the consistency more on this primer, on the e.l.f. Putty Primer. And I feel like you're using a lot less product for the e.l.f. primer than the Catrice primer. Ooh. I like this side so far more. I feel like it made my pores kind of disappear a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell up close on camera, because you can still see a little bit. On this side, I feel like it just fills. This side, I feel like they just disappear. And the texture's different too. Or it just feeling. I don't feel the e.l.f. primer on this side of my face, but I can kind of still feel, it's a little bit tacky, not tacky. Maybe it is a little tacky on this side, which is the Catrice primer. So, I still like both, but I feel like this one so far, I like more. We'll have to see how they wear though, because, you know, they could still wear totally differently. Next, I did buy 2 foundations, but I did buy, I'm just having a ball. I bought a backup of one of my favorite foundations. And oh, I had another primer. This is the Wet n Wild matte base. Actually, I guess we can use it on my forehead because I didn't really put anything on my forehead. We can put it on my chin too. So it's pink. So let's put that on my forehead and my chin. So we're testing 3 primers, and so we put the Wet n Wild one on my forehead and chin. I don't even feel it on my head. Wow. I don't feel it at all. I feel like the feeling just kind of disappeared. Wow. Wow. Huh. That like really sunk in really quickly. Oh wow. Okay. Well. So I bought a backup of, I need to find, here it is. I'm over here making a mess. I bought a backup of my Wet n Wild Cushion Foundation. I love this foundation. This is my favorite. Oh, this is my favorite foundation right now. And so I had to buy a backup because, you know, you can see at the bottom of the foundation how much you're using up, and I've used quite a bit, so I needed to buy a backup. Now I'm gonna try out this new foundation. This is the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation, and this is in the shade F6. Looks like this. It's been talked about quite a lot on YouTube, but I have been into more moisturizing foundations lately because since being pregnant, my face has dried out a lot. I have normal to combo skin. Because my T-zone's still oily, but everywhere else is kind of dry. So, you know, I thought I would start venturing out into different foundations and see what happened. So I'm just gonna put this. This is definitely creamy. This is very creamy foundation. I know this is a full coverage foundation, so I'm expecting it to look flawless on my skin. Okay, so we're gonna blend this in with a Morphe sponge and see what happens. See what it covers up. Because I definitely have breakouts, hormonal breakouts from being pregnant, so. Alright, so I just blended this in, and it looks so good on my skin. Now, it's definitely medium coverage, I'm going to say. It's not full coverage, because I can still see a little bit of my skin and breakouts peeking through, but I'm not complaining. As I can just add a little bit more to where I want more coverage and then blend it and call it a day, you know what I mean? So I'm definitely liking this so far, and it doesn't look cakey. That was my fear of this foundation. I was scared of this foundation looking cakey because I don't like cakey because I can just add where I want more coverage. Oh my goodness, I like it a lot so far. I thought I was gonna hate it, honestly. I thought it was going to be extremely cakey. I have a new concealer. It is the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer, and this is in the shade Light Peach. Oh, that's like packaging. This is the it has the doe fit of like a Tarte Shape Tape, which I have a Tarte Shape Tape. Also, what other concealer is it? Oh, the Makeup Revolution one. The only thing is it smells like paint. So I'm not a fan of the smell, but I don't know, we might like it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit under my eyes. Ooh, definitely little goes a long way. If I can get 2 under eyes with this, that'd be pretty great. Oh, I can. Oh wow. Let's do down the nose, chin, forehead. So I can't smell the scent on my face, but I can definitely smell it if I like smell the concealer. So you know, I shouldn't be really smelling concealer. So let's see how it blends out now. It doesn't, camo concealer, I believe it claims to be full coverage. Camouflage those pesky spots under eye circles with this high coverage, crease resistant, supposed to be crease resistant, 16-hour wear concealer. So we'll see if it's crease resistant. I highly doubt it. So let's blend concealer. Wow, it's definitely full coverage. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but damn, and it's brightening, so I like how brightening it is. I've been getting a lot of dark circles from not getting a good night's sleep, because I have not been sleeping a lot at all. I don't sleep anymore. I was, at the beginning of my pregnancy, I was actually sleeping very well. Not sleeping, I wasn't sleeping at all. And then it's been about, I was getting good sleep for about, or decent to sleep, shall I say, for about 3 weeks, about 3 weeks. And now, since hitting my 20-week mark, I haven't slept really. I maybe sleep 3 hours. My baby just kicks all the time. At night she's very active. Okay, I'm really liking this concealer because it is very full coverage. Now, crease resistant. Now, everybody has eye wrinkles. I do. I'm not gonna say I don't. I do. Eye wrinkles really bad. And I think, I mean, unless I like get like a, I don't know, unless I get some kind of work done, I'm gonna have wrinkles, creases, wrinkles forever. So I'm not worried at all about the under eyes. What I do worry about is right here, because right under there, you're gonna have wrinkles. Everywhere else though is where it could crease a little bit. So I have 2 new powders to try under my eyes. So we're gonna do one under one eye, one under the other. I'm gonna have one for all over my face. So the first powder that I'm gonna set my under eyes, technically one of them is a baking powder. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. It's a loose powder. I like how deep the net is. If you can see, it's pretty deep net to kind of help from it getting all over the place. So I like that, but it comes with a lot of product. I'm pretty sure it comes with almost an ounce of product, so. Oh, I didn't really tap anything. Ooh, I like this. Okay, so we're gonna take this one, the Wet n Wild one, and we're gonna set it. Well, I'm gonna use my Aesthetica brush. Where is you at, Aesthetica? Aesthetica. Okay, we're gonna take this powder and we're gonna set this under eye. Not really baking per se, we're just setting. And then I'll set the other eye and we'll look at what we're looking at. I'm also gonna set, one side of the chin, one side of the mouth. Okay, so we got that one. I like how big it is. I mean, I guess for traveling this isn't, you know, the best, but I mean, I think it's as bulky as my Maybelline one or my Laura Mercier one, so. Next is the Makeup Revolution Bake and Blot powder. This is in the shade Translucent. It's in like a nice rose gold packaging. It's very soft when I swatched it. I'm just going to dust it off. I have a makeup towel down here. And I'm going to set this under eye. See what happens. Okay. Now let's look into the mirror. Okay, okay, so on this eye, this is the e.l.f. side. It definitely looks drying. Now, the e.l.f. concealer was definitely very mattifying. So I feel like because this is a little bit of mattifying, this kind of matte and matte together, because this concealer was very mattifying, kind of dried it out a little bit too much for my liking. But the other side now looks really good. Like, you can kind of actually see a different, this really brightened my under eye. Didn't really just set, it brightened as well. And this one kind of looks a little bit more matte and a little bit drier. I definitely can see a little bit of dryness going on. So far, oh man, I'm really liking this side. But, you know, I would have to try this out with more than just one concealer, because I do have more moisturizing concealers and more natural concealers that would probably look better and match with this. But I could also use this to set all over my face. It's not just something you could set your under eyes with. Okay, now I'm going to set my face. Well, actually, no. We're going to do brows. I'm going to do brows off camera because it's not something new. It's actually a repurchase because I flew through this brow product. This is the ColourPop Brow Boss in what is it? Brow Boss in dark brown. It comes with a spoolie and the pencil. I love this so much. Oh, it's like my favorite brow pencil. And I love my Makeup Revolution brow pomade. Well, I mean, it's a pomade. This is my pencil. I like my Goof Proof, but I think I like this more. So I'm going to do my brows off camera because it's not a first impression. I know I like it and stuff like that. So we will be right back. Okay, so my brows are done. Very natural, very fluffy. I need to get them done. I just haven't had time. So we're just going to go with it. What's next? Okay, now we're going to set our face. We're going to use these matte. This is the e.l.f. matte blotting powder. And this is in the shade. There's no shade. So I'm just going to say translucent. And we're just going to set the rest of the face. I do think with this powder, if you have really dry skin, to use a hydrating foundation and a hydrating primer. Okay, so let's look at the face. I think it looks really good, actually. It looks very smoothing. It definitely mattified my face. I mean, I said it was going to mattify it, but it definitely mattified a little bit. Before we move on, I'm going to finish the under eyes. And I'm just going to be, it's going to be very simple. It's going to be nothing really at all. It's just going to be very simple. And I'm going to take this shade that we used in the crease and we're going to take it underneath the eye. Okay. Now we're going to take that Snap Mascara by Maybelline and we're going to put that on our bottom lashes. I like it for my bottom lashes. I think it makes my lashes look real good on the bottom. Alright, so we have 3 bronzers to choose from right here. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer in Sunset Striptease. And then I have the number 7 bronzer in Golden Sand. And then I have the new Maybelline City Bronzer in 300. So I think this might be too orange for me today. Don't know. I don't know. Which one should we use? I kind of want to take the Wet n Wild one and then take one of the other ones over the top if it doesn't look right. And I'm going to be taking this Real Techniques brush, bronzer brush. I'm going to bronze away. This is definitely a luminous bronzer. Definitely powdery. So let's... I think this is a little too light for me. I mean, it shows up. Might be a little bit too light. So we're gonna have to make it match on the other side and then add one on top. Now I thought this was gonna be a match though, because like in the pan it definitely looks like my shade. Let's take the number 7 bronzer. Let's see if we can fix this. This is I think it's like a oh, there we go. There we go. That's better. It looks really good actually. Oh, that looks really good. I like how it's looking. I like how that's looking a lot. Don't want to give myself a bronzer helmet. But we definitely want color. Okay, now for blush. I have 2 blushes, so I'm going to do one on one side, one on the other. So I have the Rimmel London Maxi Blush in Sweet Cheeks. And it's more of like an apricot blush. Then I have this number 7 blush in Apricot Blossom, which looks a little bit pink for me. So they look like 2 different shades. So let's swatch them. Yeah, they're definitely 2 different shades, and I'm not trying to look retarded. So I'm gonna do the Rimmel London one. And we're gonna see. Ooh. It's a little pigmented. Ooh. That looks pretty. It looks very natural. Ooh, I like that a lot. That looks really nice. Now, highlight. I'm gonna take the Wet n Wild, and then we will highlight to the gods. Okay. Yeah, right here. Ooh. That feels really good on the face. Okay, so I got the Makeup Revolution Soap X highlighter palette. Looks like this. Oh, I had to grab my highlighter brush. And I'm gonna take this shade right here. And oh wow. Oh wow. Holy crap. Oh my. That's not wet. Oh my goodness. This is the baked formula, by the way. I'm a little shook. Okay, I'm gonna take a mixture of these two shades and do my brown bone in inner corner. Oh, wow, I'm impressed by this palette. You have no idea how impressed I am with that palette. Alright, I have two lip combo. I have two lip products we could choose from. Well, actually, I have more than two. I have four that we can choose from. But let me moisturize my lips real quick. I have four lippies. I have this L'Oreal Infallible paint in a red shade in 324, DIY red. I have this lip lacquer, this Vivid Hot lip lacquer from Maybelline in So Hot. And then I have this Wet n Wild Send Nude. This is from their Liquid Catsuit. And I have another Liquid Catsuit in Cedar Later. So, we can try a red, because I don't really do reds on my channel. I do a lot of nudes, so we can try a red. So we're gonna do the Liquid Catsuit in Send Nudes and pray that this one is the one, because I don't know what I'm gonna do, because we're kind of almost out of options. Oh, it's the High Shine liquid lipstick. Okay, so it's not gonna dry down all the way, which I'm actually kind of okay with. So, okay. All right, so that is it for putting makeup on. Now let's go through the hits and misses of this video. One thing I didn't like upon first impression is the Snapscara by Maybelline. It just didn't do much. I don't think it did. I mean, it lengthened and it applied color, but it didn't really apply volume, and I like really voluminous lashes. So right now, as of right now, unless my opinion changes, this is a miss for me. The Wet n Wild powder, the Wet n Wild powder was definitely too drying underneath the eye. You can see a clear difference on each side. So I'm going to have to try this with other concealers and try it all over the face and see if I like it that way. The other one was the Wet n Wild bronzer. The only reason why is because the shade was just way too light for me. So I couldn't really use it and give an opinion on it. Favorites would be this e.l.f. primer. I really like this primer so far. It looks really good on this side of the face. The Makeup Revolution Soph X palette is definitely a hit so far, especially with the baked shades. Looking good. And then this last two would be the Makeup Revolution Renaissance eyeliner and the Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation stick. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys give a thumbs up if you guys liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you guys would like to follow my social media, I will have them down below, and you guys can go and follow it. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you are notified every time I'm uploading. I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.